Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I was writing an essay about this situation. I wanted to come on here and talk about this on my YouTube channel while I had like these fresh thoughts in my head, and I know that this is something that I talk about usually on social media. This is kind of my personal life, but for those who have been following me for a while, you guys realize that I've changed my YouTube name to His Story. I thought this title was more significant to me because I want my channel to be centered around my life, and this situation, for example. This has nothing to do with traveling or anything like that. Well, it can be tied into it, but since this is like in a more in-depth topic about my life, I feel like that's why I changed my name to from Omar Explores to His Story, because I wanted to just not be about traveling, but also the things that are significant in my life that allow me to travel, and that has not stopped me from doing what I want to do, which is traveling and learning new languages. So I'll get into it. If you guys read the title, you guys know I'm about to talk about something that is really serious, and not many people know, and I don't blame them, because this is not something that you can physically see on me. I am legally blind, and I have been ever since I was about 14. So this brings me back to my freshman year of high school, around like 2012. I started noticing changes in my vision, like, hey, I can't really see my work like that. I can't see the board like I used to. And the funny thing was, during this time I was actually wearing contact lenses, so I didn't know really why I wasn't able to see. People would see me squint, or people would see me put like a piece of paper closer to my face so I could read it, and people were telling me things like, oh, like, you need glasses. And it made me feel kind of discouraged, because I knew that I was wearing contact lenses, and I knew that contacts are meant to help you see better, and I don't know why maybe my contacts aren't working. The only thing I was able to see when I looked at something directly was this. It was like a halo type circly figure on everything that I looked at. It wasn't there when I looked at things from my peripheral vision, but when I looked at something directly, it was there, just covering what I was looking at, and it made it hard for me to see and read, and to recognize people. So during my my eye doctor visit, I told my doctor that I'm not able to see, and I'm wearing contacts. The eye doctors told me that it's probably just the pressure from the contacts on your eyes just causing some issues with your vision, but we'll take the contacts out and we'll give you glasses to see, to help your eyes breathe a little bit, I guess. So I started wearing glasses for some time, and then like the first week or so, I thought my vision was kind of getting better. I could still see that halo figure, but I knew that my peripheral was kind of better. Sometime later, I realized my vision was kind of getting back to the same as it was before, and this was kind of scaring me, because I was wearing glasses with a really strong prescription, and when other people would put my glasses on, they would tell me like, hey, why is there so much medicine in these glasses? And I'm thinking to myself, well, I can't really see, and I don't know why. I went back to the eye doctor. My next eye doctor visit, they did more tests, and they saw that my vision is not getting better. My vision wasn't getting better. By this time, I was being passed from eye doctor to eye doctor, and no one could tell me what was going on with my vision. And this was scary. Like, when a doctor tells you they don't know what's going on with you, that's kind of scary. It is scary. 2 years passed, and I was being passed from eye doctor to eye doctor. I was around 16, 17, and I went to this eye specialist, and they did more advanced tests on my eyes to see like what was really going on. And they told me that that halo that I was seeing, those were blind spots, and each of my eyes had it. In that moment, I did not really know what that meant, but it sounded pretty scary. They were telling me that the condition is called cone dystrophy. It's rare, and there's no cure. In that moment, I felt relief, because I finally knew what was going on with my vision, but kind of scared, because I didn't know what this was and how it was going to affect me in the future. They told me that it gets worse as I get older, and this condition isn't something that a lot of people don't realize they have it until like earlier years, which makes sense because I remember seeing perfectly fine as a child. In that moment, I was kind of just, like I said, I was finally happy to know what was happening with my eyes, but it affected me a lot because people would see me in the hallways and not really see them clearly, and they thought I was just ignoring them because I wasn't acknowledging that they were there, or and it was never really that. I just really couldn't see them clearly, and this wasn't anything that I would talk to anyone about because when I had like this idea in my head that not many people meet other people with vision disabilities often. People don't really meet blind people very often. And I was really self-conscious about that because I was the only one in that moment that I ever knew who was legally blind. And so I guess I just kind of pictured other people's lives the same way. And since this wasn't anything that people could physically see, I used that to my advantage to keep it a secret. That did not help one bit. I started to realize like I was just living my life as if it wasn't there, and I thought that ignoring it would, kind of make it go away. Of course, that didn't help. That did not happen. I lived this every day, and it kind of affected my work a lot in school, and I kind of just I entered a state of anxiety because I thought that the future plans that I had for myself were going to have to be changed, or I wasn't going to be able to achieve my objectives anymore because of this. I wanted to be an interpreter, translator. I wanted to become a diplomat and learn different languages and travel the world, and for some reason, I thought that wasn't going to be possible, and that I was going to lack success in many areas of my life. Once my grades began to drop, I just started to really lose hope and everything. So my grades began to drop. Depression ran higher, and the only ones who really knew about this were my doctors and close relatives. I didn't talk to my friends about this because, like I said, I was too embarrassed to. Like, whenever they would acknowledge me in the hallways and would say things like, "Oh, like you were gonna walk past me and not say anything," I would just just brush it off and just laugh it off with them, like, "Oh, I just didn't see you there," you know what I mean? But they didn't really know. No one really knew what was actually happening, and it took me a long time to build the courage to actually tell someone. And I was speaking to my mom one day, and she told me, and I think I was telling her about like the problems that I was going through with this condition in school, and we had a good talk. She helped me to understand that no one's gonna know how to help you if you don't speak up. I knew that was true. I was so worried about lacking success in the things that I wanted to do, not really thinking about telling anybody about what was going on, and I figured that was really important too. No one's gonna know how to help if they don't know what's going on with you. So you have to build the courage to tell someone at least. The first people that I told were my teachers, because I wanted to get back and make better grades in school. So my teachers knew. They kept it confidential. Whenever I needed anything, they would talk to me privately about that outside of the classroom. I started to talk to my friends about it because, my teachers would give my work to me in a slightly larger print, and I would also use like this dome that I would use to help me read stuff. And of course, people in my class saw it. I think this was like my senior year. I began to feel more comfortable with what was going on. I started to open up to more friends about my condition. It was really hard to explain. It was like whenever people would ask me like, so like how do you see? It was always hard to whenever I would tell them this, like it was just like this halo on top of everything that I'm looking at. A halo sounds kind of weird, but saying that it's a blind spot is much easier because I'm glad the doctors told me that. So like, yeah, I would tell them, hey, I have a blind spot in the center of both of my eyes, which has caused me to become legally blind. And let me just say that I want to clarify the differences between being blind and legally blind. When you're blind, that usually refers to someone who who can't see anything, the most that they can probably see is light. Being legally blind means that you have anything that has caused vision loss that cannot be corrected by glasses or surgery, which is what I have. Because there have been people that I've told that I was legally blind, and they would ask me, well, then how are you seeing me right now? And of course, I mean, of course they would be confused. I would even be confused, even trying to explaining it to them. Like, even to this day, I am still kind of confused about it. But yeah, after opening up to a lot more people, I began to realize that, you know, it's not so bad. People don't care as much as you think that they do. I started to see improvement in my grades. I got to college. I learned languages, and if you guys who follow me see that I have been traveling, and overall this proves that once I began to open up to people and be honest with myself and just allow this to be a part of my life, because it is. You know the quote that says, you know, love your flaws and all. This has been a flaw for every second that I've lived through it. But I learned that in order to love yourself, you have to love the things that you hate about yourself. I'm not saying that I love being legally blind, but I love every part about myself that has made me the person that I am today. And being legally blind has made me become the person I am today. And I value the fact that it has added something different to my story. I'm not like the typical vloggers, you know, out there who make their videos traveling. I am legally blind traveler. I'm a legally blind traveler who learns languages. You know, and where can you find someone else like that on YouTube? No, being legally blind is not the easiest thing, especially if you did not grow up being legally blind. This was something that I had to learn to adapt to and to make it a part of my life, which I'm still in that evolving process. But up until now, I've realized that I've actually come a long way even with my condition, and that proves that I've never let this stop me from doing what I wanted to do. It just comes to show that anything is possible. Anything is possible. The only thing that's going to hold you back is yourself. Nothing can hold you back from what you want to do in life. I once thought my goals were finished. I once thought I wasn't going to be able to travel and do these things, but that's exactly what I'm doing at this moment. I'm living in Brazil, taking classes here, doing a semester here abroad. I went to Cuba for the winter. I went to Mexico last summer. And I'm going to do a whole lot more. And I'm not going to let this vision disability stop me from doing anything that I want to do. So for any of you guys who are out there going through anything that's, you know, that's become a severe part of your life, that you are trying to cope with, and you think that it's going to alter what you want to do, look for ways around it. There's always a way around everything. If you really want to do it, you're going to do it, and you're going to put in the work for you to do it. And a lot of us who go through these things have to put in extra work for us to be able to do it. I've had to put in extra work for me to be able to do the things that, you know, people with normal vision can do. And it's always been worth it in the end. So I hope this video has helped someone, has touched someone out there. I hope I wasn't just rambling. I hope like this was like a good sequence. I know, like, I had like fresh thoughts, like I said in the beginning. I just did not have like them like a order. But I hope this message got to someone, and hope that everyone blind, legally blind, or people who are sighted, I hope all of you guys can take something from this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, follow my channel. I post traveling videos. I'm traveling more in the future, definitely. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.